There are those that are old enough to remember that flags would fly at half-staff after the assassination of, say, President Kennedy in 1963, or Martin Luther King Jr. in 1968, and a few months later, Robert Kennedy. And those were big events, seminal events in American history. But recently, I saw the flags at half-staff, and I thought, why is that? I had no idea. It seems that every time somebody, if some modest accomplishment dies, for whatever reason, the flags drop. Now, I fully understand why they are at half-staff today in Michigan, as we recognize the loss of 3 college kids 1 week ago, but, and this is an honest question, should the flags be at half-staff all over the nation for the college kids that died at Michigan State University? I ask because there are dozens of mass shootings in Chicago every single year. I'm quite sure we don't drop the flags every time 4 or 5 gangbangers are gunned down in South Shore. In fact, they don't even pay attention in Illinois to the scores of bodies in the Windy City, while the governor and the legislature there work feverishly to disarm every other law-abiding gun owner in the state. That same mentality is, of course, coming to Michigan and any other state the socialists can target. And let me guarantee you this, once again, you will see a ballot initiative in 2024 in Michigan to ban so-called assault weapons and likely a whole lot more. Governor Gretchen Whitmer and her loyal anti-freedom fighters will be targeting a host of firearms, and if they can't get it through the state legislature, they will rely on what has become tried and true. Get it on the ballot. Make sure there are tens of millions of dollars poured into the effort, and get the voters to disembowel their own freedoms and rights by gutting the Constitution at the ballot box. Now the good news is, even the will of the voters cannot overcome the truth of the United States Constitution, but on the road to undermining every single American institution, it's going to be a critical vote if we get there. Make no mistake, I fully believe, I'm telling you right now, the Michigan model is going to be repeated. The Michigan model is going to be repeated in my home state and rolled out elsewhere too. In 2024, depending on where you live, abortion will be on the ballot. Guns will be on the ballot. Marijuana will be on the ballot. Why bother to go through the legislative process if they can convince lots of people what they want with tens of millions of dollars in advertising budget? Social media, plus legacy media, plus Democrats, all playing in concert together, can marshal massive amounts of capital to engineer the system and outlaw freedom. Don't be surprised to see hate speech proposals on the ballots of the several states come 2028, or maybe even sooner in the far-left cesspools of places like Oregon and, yes, Illinois. This is also the path they have marked to pack the Supreme Court. I mean, why would they allow an illegitimate high court to continue to weigh in after overturning Roe v. Wade or returning a decision in favor of gun laws that allows for people to have a right to self-defense? This cannot stand. Soon the flags will no longer be at half-staff, but rather flying upside down, because the nation has been turned on its head by people who actually believe they are smarter than Jefferson or Franklin or Madison or Hamilton or any of them. Spoiler alert, they're not. They are reckless egomaniacs that will drive this great nation to her knees unless we stand united here in Red Country and refuse to allow the tyranny of the cities to rain down upon the rest of the nation, which has been happening. We must stand ready to defend the Constitution, to fight against the tyranny of the majority in attacking the minority, which sadly we in many ways have become.